All right, welcome back to Learning Hacks, everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to multiply whole numbers with unit form numbers. All right, so my students do find this pretty frustrating. It's the first thing we learn at school, and it can be kind of tricky. But I've got a simple way that I think it'll help you. Hopefully, when you take your next math test on this stuff, you'll get an A on it. That's my goal. All right, let's dive into it. All right. Well, multiplying numbers with unit form can be pretty tricky. I'm going to show you really what you're doing on this first one and then a quick way on how to make it even easier for you, because that's my goal. Okay, so multiplying whole numbers with unit form. Really, what you're going to be thinking about it like this is 2 times 200s. Well, you have two groups of 200s. So if I handed you two groups of two $100 bills, so you'd have $200 right there, okay, with the part that I'm underlining, and then you'd have two groups of $200. Well, you'd have 400 bucks. Okay, that's just pretty much how it would be. Now, I think that's pretty hard for students to do in their head, so what I like to tell them is this. Why don't you just multiply your whole numbers here, okay, 2 times 2, which would be 4, okay, and then you have your label, your hundreds, 400s. Okay, so that's still written in unit form. How would I get this 400s, written in standard form? Well, it's pretty simple. All you're going to do is multiply 4 times 100. So 4 times 100, that would be 400. Okay? So what did we do there? Well, we multiplied our whole numbers, and we got 4. We slapped our label on the end, and then if your teacher wants you to write it in standard form or to tell your teacher what's the actual number, you would just do times 100, okay? You can basically multiply it by the place value, and that's how you get it. But let's take a look at some more challenging ones where this would be kind of tricky on. Okay, so here we have 3 times 200s. Well, what I like to do is do the whole numbers, multiply them first. So 3 times 2, okay, that would be 6. Slap your label on there and you get 600s. Okay. Now your teacher probably doesn't want you to leave it that way in unit form, so let's write it in standard form. Okay, so 600s. Well, you could probably do that without even multiplying it. If I handed you 6 $100 bills, you would have 600 bucks. It's a lot of money. But you could do 6 times 100 to get 600. Okay? Let's do a few more down here. All right, here we have 2 times 500s. Well, 2 times 5 would be 10. Okay, and I'm going to slap my label on there. Okay. Now, 10 $100 bills. That can be tricky for my students, so that's when multiplying this number times 100 times 100. I don't recommend you write that on there, but I'm just showing you kind of what I'm doing. Your teacher probably wants you to show your work off to the side, but for the video, I'm not going to. So 10 times 100. Well, 10 times 1 is 10. Oops. 10 times 1 is 10. How many zeros do I have on there? Well, I have 2 zeros, so that would be 1,000. Okay. Yeah, so multiplying it by 100 is a really easy method from going from your unit form to standard form. All right, let's take a look at 3 more. Let's rock and roll. 4 times 5. Well, that would be 20. Slap your label on there. In this case, it's hundreds. Okay. Now again, 20 hundreds. That would be very hard for my students to just come up with that number in their head. So what I would recommend them do is multiply by 100. So 20 times the 1 would be 20. I have 1, 2 zeros slapped on the end. 1, 2. Okay. So that would be, that would be 2,000. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this one. Here I have 7 times 200s. Well, 7 times 200s. Let's see. That would be 14. Put your label on the end. Our label is hundreds. Okay, not looking terrible, but not too great handwriting. All right, now I'm going to multiply it by 100. Okay, 14 times 1 would be 14. All right, how many zeros do I have on the end? It's 2. So my answer is 1,400. Okay, let's take a look at this guy right here. Here I have 9 times 600s. Well, 9 times 6, that would be 54. Put your label on it. Okay, I'm going to multiply by 100 to get the actual number right here. Times 100. Okay, 54 times 1 would be 54. How many zeros do I have on the end? I have 1, 2. So my answer would be 5,400. Okay? All right. Well, that is the gist of it. It is simple once you learn the trick of multiplying it by 100. But it is kind of goofy, and you don't really do this very often. But your curriculum probably will have you try it at least once or twice. Well, hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, drop a like, drop a sub, do all that cheesy YouTube stuff. Really helps me out. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.